Wait. I got one rule for you. Leave your feelings at the door.
Next up is a business that creates meaningful connections for fans.
Hey Sharks, I'm Keithan.
Hi, I'm Keontae. We're here from Chicago, Illinois, and we're seeking $500,000 for 15% equity in our company, Candi.
So yeah, with this being the first episode, I want everybody to get to know you. Kind of tell everybody like where you come from and like how did you get to where you are today.
Yep.
So can you let the people know what's your background a little bit and how you come up?
Yeah, man. Coach 40, obviously, from and around the Chicago suburbs area. You know what I mean? Obviously, we went to high school together. Like for me, what I really like to describe myself, man, is I'm a little bit of everything, man. I love that quote when T.I. talk about, he like, hit your chick, fight you, whatever. Like, I just feel like I'm multi-hyphenate. I'm everything. I coach my kids' sports, you know what I'm saying? I'm a lawyer. I do some me and my wife have had a podcast. You know what I mean? So like I'm multi-hyphenate, man. I'm a whole person. I do a little bit of everything.
Okay. So I heard that you say that you were married. How was marriage and what age did you get married? And because it's a stigma around being married these days. And I really don't like the stigma. Like they always tell men to not get married anymore, but you've been married for a while. So what's the pros? I don't want to hear the cons anymore. Just give me the pros of what marriage is today. Like what you think?
Yeah, man. So I've been with my wife since high school, right? We high school sweethearts. Okay. So we've been together for 17 years, married for 10. For me, I don't have that view, that myopic view that people have on marriage. Like for me, it's a super benefit. Some of the benefits is one, I'm with my best friend every day. And I truly believe that. You know what I'm saying? Like some people say that.
So you saying your wife is your best friend?
No question about it. Hands down.
And that reason why I cut you off and say that is because most people don't understand, like, having a best friend as your wife is a lot of benefits to
no
that.
question.
And this generation and what's been put on social media, they don't understand that it's very key to have a best friend and that somebody's gonna ride for you every single time.
Every single day, bro. And I think that's like the number one benefit, right? It's like, and I think with me and my wife particularly, we got duality in our relationship. We friends and we're lovers, right? Mm-hmm. And I think what makes it work in our relationship is that we don't have to sacrifice one for the other. So some relationships, they're romantic and that's it. They don't really have a friendship. And some relationships have a friendship, but they don't really have the romance, right? I think what I like to champion about my marriage is that we have both. Sometimes we homies. And I heard our conversations might sound like me and your conversation.
Exactly.
Right? And then sometimes it's lovey-dovey and it's romantic. But the fact that we can go in and out of all of those different aspects is what I think makes our marriage special.
And I love that. So, and one thing that I did see, because you invited me over to your house, thank you for that.
Oh, come on, man.
Is you came from, you know what I'm saying? We both came from like
humble beginnings,
and to see where you come. So the reason I'm asking is because I wanted to know, like, at what point in your life did you feel like you made it? Like, was it a moment? Was it a check? Was it a purchase? Like, to see where you've come, we don't have to talk about but I just wanted to know, was it a moment that you and your wife sat there and said, man, we made it? Because I feel like, me personally, is you 1%er. You're like the top 1% of men in the world that all these women are on social media talking about. I feel like you are that guy. So what moment in your life, coming from your humble beginnings, that you felt like you made it? Was it
Man, it's funny. I've done a lot of interviews. I've never been asked that question, right? So like, for me, I think the moment is when I got accepted into law school. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Like when I was, I never forgot, I was in my apartment. Like I got the mail, I opened it, I was by myself. And like just the amount of joy that overcame me was like that moment where I was like, because I knew what I was going to do when I got into law school. You know what I'm saying? And I had grinded to get to that point. But I knew like that was going to be the apparatus that like took me to the financial goals that I want, right? Like, I think I played college football and like played Division I. So like, I had already accomplished some goals that I really, enjoyed and appreciated. So I felt like I was on my way to making it. But I knew once they let me into law school, it was over with. You know what I mean? So when I opened up that letter, that acceptance letter, and said I was accepted, like the way that I just, sort of screamed out and was celebrating, jumping around my apartment, like beating my chest, I just felt like it's over with now. Like I know what I'm going to do from here.
So just because you was accepted in law school, you felt like you made it. But what about the people that make it in law school that don't get to where you are today? Like, is there a difference? Because I know there's some lawyers that
for sure
that's still talking about they're struggling and they're broke. So
Yeah.
I feel like you've made it. So what was the difference between that lawyer and you? Like, is it your mindset? Is it your grind? Did somebody give you an opportunity that you didn't see that was coming?
I mean, I think it's a little bit of all of that, but I think obviously we played football together in high school, right? So it's just like I just know me. I'm betting on me all day. You know what I mean? So it's like
I know.
You know what I mean? It's just the reality. Like I knew coming into this, whatever my goals was, it wasn't a thought that I wasn't gonna make it. So it was like I knew once I got into law school, that was gonna be the only thing that could have stopped me. You know what I'm saying? Like the only thing that could have held me back was y'all don't let me in the door. And even then, I was gonna find a way in. You see what I'm saying? So like what separated me, I had some opportunities, I had some people, I had some good mentorship people around me. But I also grinded my butt off. But also, I feel like, being from the hood helped me too, because it helped me navigate that situation in a way that worked for me. It helped me break down. I always tell people, like, I never forget just little simple stuff like you learning and you reading about like escrow, right? Like let's just say escrow. And I'm like, man, you don't know what that means. Some people don't know what that means. But I'm like, yo, I remember being, in the hood, like we gambling, we shooting threes for money or whatever. And I don't trust you to hold the money and you don't trust me to hold the money. So we give it to a third party, like, yo, you hold the money, you pay the winner. That's escrow. So it's like being from the hood helped me too, because I was able to distill these concepts down to stuff that I understood. Because a lot of this stuff might sound complicated or sound super sophisticated, but it's basic concept that's just dressed up a little bit different.
Right.
So like when I started to be able to, to translate some of those concepts into stuff that I had lived and been through, then they really start to make sense for me.
Oh, absolutely. So now we can say, like, with that, now being in the top 1% space, how do you look at money when it comes to things like designer clothes, bags, luxury? Whether it's for you or your partner, do you feel like since you have it, do you splurge, or do you feel like you're still conservative because you don't know when a rainy day will come? Like,
man, it's funny. Some of my friends would say that I'm the brokest rich person or the cheapest rich person that they know, right? Like however you want to describe it. Like, but I'm not. I don't see myself as cheap. I'm not like super frugal. Like I think that you got to enjoy this life, right? But I think you got to do it responsibly. So I do believe in, man, you want to go, buy that watch or take that vacation, or you know what I'm saying. But everything has to make sense within moderation. I don't think you should be doing that to the extent that your bills ain't paid, to the extent that you racking up debt, to the extent that you ain't taking care of your responsibilities. But at the same time, I understand the mindset of like, you working hard as hell, you want to be able to enjoy the fruits of your labor as well. So I think that the right answer is a balance of occasionally splurging for the things that you work hard for, but also making sure that like you're gonna live a long time. You want to make sure you straight. And so don't make decisions when you're 30 that you're gonna have to pay for when you're 70. You know what I'm saying? So I think it's a combination of both. But I'm gonna live life though. You know what I'm saying? For sure.
And you have to live life. Do you find it like people that hate on people that wear designer, like, you see the culture where it's like, oh, this nigga wearing too much designer, don't be wearing it. Do you feel like they haters, or because they don't got it, or it's just like, or do you even mind, like, because I see some people wear like a Louis Vuitton shirt, a Gucci belt, Louis Vuitton pants,
mixed matching designer and all that. So here's my perspective, bro. Like, and I mean, it's just no flexing or nothing like that. When you're around people that have real wealth, this is real. So I understand where it's come from. They are not like that. That's just the truth, bro. Like, of course, rich people wear Gucci and designer, but like, there is a way that people do it that is tasteless. That is, you know what I'm saying? And that's what I think people are pointing out. When you're around real rich people, they aren't Louis head to toe with the logos everywhere. They might have Louis, they may have, Bruno Cucinelli or Lori Piana, whatever, but they do tend to go towards the understated luxury that isn't about the brand of the logos. They usually, a lot of people that I know that are rich, they may have on a sweater that's $2,000, but it's because it's cashmere and it's top of the line, but it might not have no logo on it at all. So I think what people are critiquing is the fact that if you're doing this in an attempt to show that you have wealth, that ain't how real people with wealth do it. That's what I think people are trying to point out.
Right. So to switch into like, I'm getting into that as like where I always feel like for us as a Black community, when are we? It's just like a ghetto fabulous thing.
Correct.
Like, so
Correct.
When are we gonna move out of this ghetto fabulous and just be? I don't want people to be rubbed the wrong way when I say that, but it's like, when are we gonna move to something where it's classy? Like, we don't have to wear the Louis Vuitton with our pants hanging down.
Right.
Why does it have to be
or going to Louis Snow smell like Kush or
right.
whatever. Yeah.
So when do you feel like it's a right time for us to like? Because I remember in the '70s and the '80s, right? Black people didn't had their pants hanging up. We wore suits and ties and shit. 100%. So it was like the '90s and the 2000s where we started wearing our pants off our asses and shit. Like, when are we gonna dead that culture and to move back into like, well, we just walked around with some class. You can put a nice jacket on with some pants where you don't have to be ghetto fabulous with the way we speak and et cetera, et cetera.
So it's funny. I heard a quote. I saw Lil Duval talk about this, and I think it's funny. He basically said, I'm paraphrasing that, he was sick of bougie black people looking down on regular black people because they made it. And I disagree with it.
Do you feel like you're a bougie black person?
I think I could be characterized as that way, but here's why I disagree with Lil Duval, because you also doing well as well. You do have a different perspective. And I do find that most of my friends that are doing well in life have that similar perspective. Okay. But here's why you have that perspective and why I agree with you, because it is when you are a black person that is successful and can go to Louis Vuitton and can go to these places, you get treated like you are the ghetto fabulous people. And that is what rubs you wrong. So that's why we are more likely to critique people that sort of act ghetto fabulous, whatever that looks like, because they 9 times out of 10 don't have to deal with the stigma of that. They're not in them spaces mostly. They go to them spaces occasionally. But for people like me, when I go to those, I'm staying at those nice hotels. I'm going to those nice stores. I'm going to those nice restaurants, and that's my everyday life. I have to deal with the stigma of how you act, but I don't act like you. You know what I'm saying? But because I'm black, they might think that I'm gonna smell like weed when I come into the place, or I might, I'm gonna be ghetto or talk loud or be disrespectful, whatever the things that come with that stigma. I gotta deal with that. Usually, the people that's ghetto fabulous, they don't have to deal with that on a day in, day out basis.
Because they're not gonna be in those spaces.
Exactly. They are occasionally, but not on a regular basis.
And do you feel like when you're in those spaces, do you feel like you have to overcompensate, like trying to be over nice?
No question.
I always feel like I'm the same way. Like if I'm walking around my neighborhood and shit, I always want to be, hey, how you doing? Because I don't want to feel like I want to scare them or they worried I'm gonna rob them or something. Because I'm not gonna walk out the house with nice clothes on. I'm probably gonna walk around in some workout gear,
right, a hoodie and some shorts or whatever. And 100% I do. But again, going back to what I said before, is because you're trying to make up for the stigma that like for instance, if we being real, stereotypes are bad, but also we can't act like they're all wrong either, right? Like some of the
stereotypes are given and earned.
Yes, right. Some of the stuff we are that way, right? So you can't be. So my point is 100%. It's like when you see people and you know what their assumption is, you do automatically sometimes go into that phase where you're trying to prove to them I'm not like that, right? Now, some people may say you're trying to gain white validation or whatever it is. It's just the reality of the world we live in. I want people to know me for who I really am. You might look at me and think I'm like that, but I'm not. I might have been a hood dude and grew up in the hood or was ignorant, a little dude, whatever, but that's not who I am today. And so I do go out my way sometimes 100% when you're in those spaces to let so people know that I'm not like that. And now some people might disagree with that. Handle your life how you want to handle your life. But I'm just saying somebody who's in those spaces sort of all day, every day on a regular basis for work, for personal, when I'm traveling and all that, I do care how people perceive me. And I care how people perceive black people. And so I try to be a good representation that you might not have never seen a black person who you think acts the way you think is appropriate. But I'm not that person.
Right. And that's why it's like we're trying to make up for all the shit you've seen on TV. So I'm going to be extra nice,
overly
to make
nice,
sure that I'm representing us as a people. And people think that I criticize black people too much, but I'm criticizing you because I care. Because I want better for us. I'm tired of people coming around and saying like, black people don't know how to act, or I'm scared of this black person. This person gonna steal my car. I don't want to hear that no more. I want us to be at a spot where the white people look at us like Indians that came over here, or the Arabs that came over here, or the Chinese. Like,
and I think that to be fair as well, right? Like media, and I always say like you also gotta give credit where credit is due, right? The white man created this narrative, and we are digging our way out of the hole. In fairness, right? Because we ain't all hoodlums and thugs and all that they paint us to be, but that's what you see on TV. That's what you know what I'm saying? That's how we paint it. And so I understand if you are people that live in a majority white community, you're a white person, and you don't see a lot of black people, then your narrative might naturally go to what you see that's publicized on the media, right? I don't necessarily blame you for that, but at the same time, I'm going to show you that is not who I am. That's not what I represent. You know what I'm saying? And again, it's not about trying to gain your validation. It's more about just trying to get you to understand that that's just not me. All black people aren't that way. You know what I'm saying? Like, and it's not like you said. It's not even to be overly critical to black people, but it's the reality of we can't get away with the same things that they can get away with because we don't have their privileges.
Okay.
So that's how I feel. So, it's like I'm not overly critical of black people at all. Like I understand our plight, but I also understand that it's not a fair game. Right. So yes, they could do stuff that we can't do.
Okay, so you feel like it's fair in a sense where in 2026 it's not fair, or are we still holding on to what was going on in the early 2000s? Because I feel like in 2026, nobody has an excuse. And I think you made a quote to me one day where it made me realize you said something where no matter, and I don't want to get into politics, that's not what this but you said no matter who's in office, I'm gonna win regardless.
100%.
And that when you told me that, my whole perspective on life changed. You don't even know that. You don't even know that. My whole perspective on life changed. I said, you know what? I'm gonna stop allowing anything around me control anything that I got going on. I'm gonna shut that off. And no matter what I'm gonna do, ever since you told me that, I turned up the volume of my life, and I was able to win. And I see gas prices and everything, and I switched what I was doing. I come home and charge my car. I don't even go deal with the gas station because I'm finding a way to win. And that quote legit drove me to where I am right now, and I'm trying to go to higher places. But
man, I appreciate that, bro. I mean, that's the reality. I do think that as black people, we do have enough excuses that we could just be lazy and say, "Oh, we got that." But if you really trying to make something out of yourself, at some point you got to let the excuses go and go make something happen. And so for me, I'm involved in politics in terms of I vote, and I want my vote to matter. But whoever's in office ain't changing my day-to-day life. And I stand on that because I'm making my life such that I'm not dependent on, okay, if this person in or if this person in, I'm get this or I'm looking for this benefit or I need this thing. I'm living my life wholly independent, and everything that I do or don't have is going to be dependent on me. And I do think that while we do need to exercise our vote, we do need to be active in the political process. I do think that as a people, we got to take more responsibility for our own outcomes. Meaning that instead of looking for somebody else to help us, if you get help, that's a win. If you get somebody to be there for you, that's a win. But you should go into it expecting to have to fully handle and take care of stuff on your own. And that's how I look at it. I'm not looking for nobody, no politician, no governor, no president, no senator to change my life. I'm going to change my life.
Right. And that's exactly how I see it now, just based off that quote. So with that being said, I've always seen you do that. Like even in the pandemic, you had started an app.
Yeah.
What was the name of that?
Candi.
Okay. So I seen you on Shark Tank. So can you explain to the people, like, what was your experience on Shark Tank? Because you also had Kevin Hart on there.
Yeah.
And you always trying to find a way to win or trying to do something to go further in your life with businesses and anything. You don't let nothing stop you. So behind the scenes stuff, can you explain to like what led up to it, behind the scenes stuff? Like how was your interaction with Kevin Hart? Did he speak to you after you left off the episode? What happened with the business side of it? And just explain to the people like everything that went on with your Shark Tank.
Yeah, absolutely. So, the platform we built in the pandemic is called Candi, Candi. It's an acronym that stands for celebrities and influencers. We allow everyday people, fans, to video chat with their favorite celebrities and influencers. The platform, we still run it to this day. Meet, MEET, Candi.com. Check it out. Check out the talent we have, book a meet and greet, right? Meet your favorite person. But the idea came about really, man, because, we were at the time, right before the pandemic, we launched the Translator app. We had a live translation app called Instant Speakers, and it was geared towards U.S. travelers traveling to non-English speaking countries. Well, we dropped that at the end of 2019, beginning of 2020. The pandemic hit, ain't nobody traveling, right? So we talk about making our own luck. It's like, damn, I just lost hundreds of thousands of dollars that I personally bootstrapped building this platform, right? We had over 1,000 translators, over 56 languages, and we had international. We had translators in over 30 countries, right? So we built this real platform out, and instantly overnight, everything we built was gone. But, I'm not one to lick my wounds. Let's keep it going. So Candi was something that we already thought about. It was like, man, the pandemic, Cameo is a local Chicago app that does pre-recorded videos, right? So you could get a video from your favorite celebrity saying, hey, happy birthday, Ronnie, good job, And so for me, I was like, this is cool, but This celebrity don't know you. Like they're just reading a script.
Mhm.
They can sit down and do 10 videos with Joe. Hey, Joe, happy birthday. Hey, you know what I'm saying? And you can send that to 10 different people.
Mhm.
Whereas with me, we want our platform to be more personal. We like, look, what if you actually could meet and talk and vibe with your favorite celebrity influencer?
Mhm.
So we launched Candi in April of 2020 with the idea that connecting people with because we like, look, it's a pandemic. No athletic games. All the restaurants closed. Like for entertainment, there was nowhere you could go. If it's your birthday, anniversary, whatever, there's nowhere you could go. And gifts didn't even really mean as much because you couldn't go nowhere. So a new purse or whatever didn't mean nothing because where were you gonna wear it to? So and then celebrities. So that meant all the celebrities were out of work, and fans were at home looking for something to keep them entertained. That's why social media engagement went through the roof during the pandemic.
Oh yeah, for sure.
So, we solved the problem. We saw a need and we solved it. You know what I'm saying? And then within, we built the app, built the platform, the website ourselves. It was just me and my wife for like the first, 6 months. We had over 350 celebrities and influencers. We had at that time, like over 3,000 meet and greets at the time. And then, talking about Shark Tank, I'll never forget, we had just bought our new house, the house we live in now. And I never forgot, I just got a random call, man. Mm-hmm. And I answered the phone and I'm like, hello? And the guy's introduced himself. He's a producer from Shark Tank. Mm-hmm. So can you imagine the first thing you're thinking if you get that call is what? Like, this is a scam, right? Mm-hmm. Like, man, okay, whatever. You know what I'm saying?
It's one of the motherfucking scam likely.
You know what I'm saying, right? Like, that's what I'm thinking. I'm like, all right, bro, this is garbage.
Right now, I don't even answer the phone no more because that shit's so bad.
And it's so bad, I don't either, right? So, like, it's funny, that was 2021. If they would do that today, they would have to leave me a voicemail or send me a text because I would have ignored the call, right? Sure. But so the guy just explained to me, I'm a producer on Shark Tank. He's like the main producer on Shark Tank. He's like, you can look up my LinkedIn. I can see your video. He's like, I've had to send people a video of me with my Emmy because they don't believe me. Like he's telling me, like, whatever you want me to do to verify, I can do that. Mm-hmm. So I'm like, okay, assuming that you really are, a producer on Shark Tank. At first, it's funny because he thought that our company, from his research, was too big to be on Shark. He's like, I know this is probably too small for y'all. Y'all probably established. Mm-hmm. I saw y'all website. Like, he thinking we like this major company with, hundreds of employees. We got funding, like all of that. And this at the time, it's just me and my wife, right? Mm-hmm. And really, I'm working a full time, still a lawyer. So I'm doing this at nights and weekends and around my time. And she's doing it, when she can, taking care of our children. So he like, I know this probably ain't, like he kind of like blowing himself off. Like, yeah, I know you probably ain't interested. It's probably too small for you, whatever. And I'm like, no, I'm not underselling myself. So I'm not telling them like, oh no, it's just me and my wife. This is perfect. I'm like, we'll consider it like, we're interested, right? Because you don't want to like, if he thinking you a major company, that's a good thing.
Yep, absolutely.
Right. So I'm not trying to trick myself out of my spot. So we talking to him. Eventually, I'm saying, I verified that it's him. I verified that it's real. He asked us to do the show, and then we went through that process.
Okay. And so, what was your experience with Kevin Hart?
Oh yeah. So,
did he like talk to, like, were you guys able to like do something afterwards to like where y'all had like a luncheon or anything so you can like expand on your business, like to network and stuff? Like, it was not like that? Or
no? So the cool part about Shark Tank, so let me give you the background, right? Over 20,000 companies pitch every year to be on Shark Tank. So you get on Shark Tank 1 or 2 ways. You either pitch or a producer reach out to you. So we didn't have to pitch. They reached out to us, right?
Okay. So how did they even find you? Like, it was just because your stuff was moving in a pandemic, basically.
I mean, we definitely had motion. And at the time, I had a lot of relationships with agents and I had created on my own. So I'm not sure exactly how they found us, but like, we in Hollywood, at least, we had a little buzz during the pandemic because we was reaching out to all the agencies, managers,
I remember that.
All of that, right?
Yeah, for sure.
So I imagine that some of that helped. And so you get on Shark Tank 1 2 ways. You either pitch or you get a producer reach out to you. So 20,000 companies pitch every year. Mm-hmm. Only 150 that try to get on Shark Tank. Only 150 companies actually get to step in the tank in front of the sharks. Mm-hmm. So from 20,000 to 150. Of that 150, even a smaller number of that actually air. Mm-hmm. So most people that shoot Shark Tank, all of those don't air. So you might made it on Shark Tank, did the whole process, and nobody ever saw your episode because it's still reality TV, right? So it got to make sense.
Okay.
So to answer your question, no, we didn't get to like do lunch or anything with Kevin Hart after. But the reason why I think it's dope. Shark Tank is really pure. It is not scripted. Mm-hmm. Like the first time you even meet the sharks, that they meet you or you meet them, is when you step into the tank. So it is truly authentic. They don't know nothing about your company. They don't know nothing about you. Everything that you see in there is an authentic experience. The only thing that I think from what you see at home that's not accurate is you're pitching for like 45 minutes, sometimes to an hour. And your segment is only 8 minutes.
Oh, wow.
Right? So it's a lot of context. And that 8 minutes is not even in chronological order. So if I go back and look at my episode, I'm like, yeah, they said this, but this wasn't even a response to that question. So it's reality TV. Man. So they literally will cut it in a way that, again, is best for TV, but it might not even be in sequential order where it's like, yeah, they asked me that question, then I said this, right? Like on ours, there were some of the comments that's like, this comment that Barbara said or Kevin said wasn't even in response to that thing. You know what I'm saying? So that's the part that I think that is for TV, but they don't know, they don't know you before you walk in there or anything like this. It's all purely authentic.
That's absolutely crazy. Like somebody like putting your words here.
Oh man,
like I'll be like, damn, I didn't even say that right there, but you gotta put my words right
so
there.
You know, like Love is Blind, right? Like that's why if you watch Love is Blind, that's why they have the gold cups, right? Okay. Like if you know everywhere they go, they have the gold cups because if I'm drinking this drink and you do it out of order, it'd be weirder. My cup was full, then 2 seconds later my cup empty.
Oh, they don't want to. Oh,
right.
Okay.
So that's why they use the gold cups because they can edit the scenes however they want, and the drink level is not going to give away that this is out of order. Same thing in movies. A lot of times you see in movies they eat Chinese food a lot because again, it's easy for them to continue to shoot the scene and not show how much food was eaten or not eaten. You see what I'm saying? So those are little tricks that people do in Hollywood to be able to edit stuff out of sequential order.
And that's crazy. You brought up Love is Blind. Do you even think those concepts work? Do you even believe in it? Like, I feel like love is not blind.
No.
Like, I gotta see who I'm dating because I have to be attracted to you. I don't want to just. You come out that motherfucker big
man. No go.
You come out that motherfucker.
No go.
I don't give a fuck what we talked about.
No
nigga.
go.
I'm not fucking with it.
No
man.
go. No, I mean I'm a Love is Blind fan, right? But I think the show has proven that love is not blind. Like if you look at all of the couples that went into the pods, the marriage rate is probably super low, right? Like from everybody that's been on the show that went through the experience, like it's super low. Even of the couples that actually air, right? The people that we actually see, it's a low percentage of those people that actually make it. Love is not blind. Like maybe I put it like this: love is blind, yes, but love is not enough to have a successful relationship or marriage.
What you mean? In what sense is it?
Like I think that people actually do fall in love with each other, but love is not enough. So if you want to say is love blind? Yes, they actually do fall in love with each other, but love is just one component to a healthy or successful relationship. That's why if those relationships were to stay in the pods, they would be great. But once they step out into the world, okay, you realize, okay, I got love, but that ain't enough. We still got to have attraction. Yeah, that's a big aspect of it.
Personality.
Political views, our family dynamics. How do you keep your house? How do I keep my house? Like all of those dynamics are important. Love is just one piece of the puzzle. And I think that we put too much emphasis in relationships on just the love part. Right. So do you ask me, is Love is Blind? Yes, but love is not enough. And I think that the show has proven that love is blind, yes, but love is not enough. That's why a lot of those relationships come out of the pods and they struggle.
Absolutely. That's why, like, when I watch those shows, I can't even get into it. Like me, I can get into Love Island because it's like more toxic. And I like
But I think Love Island is a better setup.
Yeah, absolutely. A lot of them get married and have children off that setup because they got to go through a lot of drama and like being there all day.
But think about this. Not to cut you off, but think about this with Love Island. This is why I think Love Island is a lot better, actually. These people are with each other for 24 hours a day, even if you say for 3 weeks, right?
Okay.
If you're dating somebody right now, let's pretend we single, you're only talking to your significant other that you're dating 3 to 5 hours a day. And that's on the phone. So I don't got to see you when you looking grimy or ugly. We get the chance to break away, go do our thing, come back. We go on dates. Like for the first month or two, it's all peaches and cream. These people got to see each other. They probably get more time in 2 or 3 days than an average couple in the world is getting with each other in a month.
Damn. I never even thought about that.
Think about that. If you with somebody for 3 days straight, that's 72 hours. If you're dating somebody in the real
you
world,
probably get to see them probably once a week.
For every 2 weeks. 3, 4, 5 hours here and there.
Talking.
That might be 2 months worth of time that they got in 4 or 5 days.
And then you gotta spend a night with a motherfucker you don't even know.
And that's what I'm saying. And they gotta get past all that, use the bathroom in front, all of that stuff. They gotta get through that.
You gotta think about a woman. You gotta take off your makeup in front of a man for the first time.
And sleep with him that same night, all of that when y'all decide. So like when y'all a couple up, y'all gotta sleep. All of these things are happening. So it's like the amount of time that they spend, that doesn't compare to the real world. Like I said, I think literally a week in Love Island is probably like 3 months of real world actual dating when you allot for the amount of time that they are spending. They're skipping a lot of the stuff that in the real world might take your girl months before she used the bathroom in and around you, or it might take you a month before you see her without her makeup and her wig or whatever. Like they're getting to that stuff in the first couple of days. So I think like for me, I actually like loving, like you put the toxicity aside, because there was a lot of toxicity on the last one. Yeah. But just on some real stuff, they are actually getting to connect with each other in a way I think that it is hyper real. Like real world don't even give you that much experience.
Toxicity. Your girl Huda, she's still on it. Like she just broke into somebody's house.
Yeah, I saw it. I think here's my thing about the Huda situation. I think that was
I just feel like she wasn't made for that. Like, yeah, she blew up, but she needs help.
Yeah. And I think it was a double standard how they let her crash out on Chris. Because if he would have called her one bitch back,
they would have kicked. He would
have got canceled, got kicked off the show, all that, and they let her continue to go at him in that way. And I thought that was wild. Like I think if you're gonna be on a national show like that, you gotta have standards that apply to all the cast, right? And we all know that if he would have did half the stuff she did, it would have been over with.
But you gotta know it's different standards and rules.
Oh, that's life.
Say if she would have slapped the shit out of him on the show, cool. He slapped her.
Oh, you're going to jail.
He was going to jail.
Question.
So
no question. Like, that's life. You right.
That's just how it goes. I don't really think there's like, maybe for like ugly girls. Yeah. Not like the girls like the baddies. I don't feel like there's a such thing as one night stands anymore.
What do you think it is then?
Because I feel like women these days, they like if you're a baddie, you're going to want to have some type of validation. So I've noticed by talking to my friends or anything, they always say, the girl always asks me, at least take me out to dinner. At least take me to go get some drinks. Because they want to feel some type of validation from their girlfriends. Like, think about if you meet a girl at the bar and they not just going home with the nigga that night.
Right. It's harder for them to justify.
Justify now. These days, social media has programmed their brain to think like, well, at least if he took me to this restaurant, I could take a picture of it. I could tell my girl like, well, girl, he took me to Fogo de Chao or what's that motherfucking restaurant that
Ruth Chris or whatever.
Ruth Chris, all them restaurants. Yeah. They can take a picture of it.
All that,
and he took me to Nobu. Then she, because I've always noticed these women be like, well, at least take me for some wing dings or some drinks and shit now. Like niggas want to like. I don't even like that women got to the point where they selling themselves with just food when it comes to that.
Yeah, I mean, I think the flip side too, like just to play devil's advocate. I also think that these are probably grown women that also know what they want. Now, I think that you still got to watch I think branding is everything and it's important for you to position yourself in a way that gets you the most respect. But I think that what you see with some women too is just like, maybe she wanted just as much as you do. You know what I'm saying? And the dinner or whatever is just a chance to court to see if the chemistry is there. Because think about it, sometimes if you take the food out, like we know some women that might be doing the food stuff, but also a different way to look at it is like, a woman might know off rip, I want to do something with you. But like just from off the attraction or whatever, right? But maybe the dinner is a chance to see if there's chemistry there. Let's sit down and see, you halfway there. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm interested in the back of my mind, but let's talk. Let's have a conversation. Let's see where your mind is really at. Let's see if you really know how to court a woman to see if we're going to take you from second base all the way to home plate. You know what I'm saying? That's what I think. And I don't think sometimes women do the best job of articulating it that way.
Right.
But I do think that is some of what the take me out to dinner or whatever we do on the first date is really about. I'm interested in you, one. That's why I'm agreeing to do this. And we might be able to take this thing further, but I need to at least have some more data on you. Let's sit down. And I think the data is data accumulation, right? Like date equals data accumulation. I'm going on a date to accumulate data to see if I want to take this thing any further. How do you treat the waitresses? Do you open the door when I come in? You know what I'm saying? Like how do you order? Are you ordering your steak well done? Like all of those little micro data points that allow me to say, okay, I went on a date. Now I got this data. Do I want to proceed with this person?
Right. That's why, like, I was just saying it because and saying that because I see I hear my friends talking and they be like, man, I took this girl on a date. She was, and a girl be like, well, you gotta at least take me on the second date before I give you something. But it shouldn't even be that expectation. Like, why you got to give him something?
Oh, we know there's some prostitution going on. Like, let's call it spade.
Okay, so that's what I'm saying. It's
prostitution,
and I just want the culture to get.
No question.
Let's get back to morals and values where.
But also, again, I gotta play devil's advocate. I gotta keep it real.
Let me hear.
The culture, yes, it's true. But also, I think who messed it up is like Tricks messed up the culture, right? And I think what happened is
so you blaming the men.
I think it's like most problem. I think both sides have blame.
I
think Tricks is part of the reason that has made it worse. No question.
I blame the men
because
people don't understand. Like I've always said, I blame the men.
Yeah, I can see that
because the reason why I always said is because a lot of these dudes we've seen that's getting a couple dollars now.
Exactly.
When we saw them in high school, they was a lame.
Exactly.
So now they getting a couple dollars. They don't know. They don't even got no game. Like, remember when our era?
But you didn't need it. That's you don't need it now. That's when I agree with you.
Okay, you didn't need it, but
yes.
But if you have it,
correct.
You don't gotta pay nothing. You can talk a woman.
Well, you was about to say about our era. Our era was like
we used to pass notes,
broke and dusty, and have. Yeah. I know. I was broke and dusty, and
but you had to get the gas.
I had success because I was able to articulate who I was as a person and communicate that. And I didn't have to lead with that. And like you said, some of those dudes who didn't have that, but they got the great equalizer, which is the dollar. So it's like, all right, I can skip the line now. Yeah, okay, you could spit game and but I ain't got to do all. I can skip the line because I got this paper. Right. And that's going to put me right to the front of the line. I ain't got to have no game. I don't got to court you. I know what you want. You know what I want. Let's skip the games. That's what I think. That's why I think Tricks have sort of made it worse because they skipped the line and just said, here go the money. Now, what I think social media aspect is social media has took that which only applies to a limited amount of people and exploded it to make everybody think that's the norm.
Right.
It's only a subset of Bernice Burgos, Alexis, Sky. Yeah. Yeah, for them, they got a different set of rules. They dating a different dude, and it's a different world. But for the vast majority of women, those rules don't apply to you. And the dudes that you dating can't abide by that. I think that's the problem. You have tricking that's happening for those super, above average looking women. And now that they on social media, they the Instagram influencers, whatever, an average girl look at that and say, oh, that's the standard for me. But it's like,
you're not there.
You're not in the same circle as the dudes that she's doing that with. You don't look as good as her. You don't have that access. You can't expect Bernice Burgos results, or you can't have her dating plan and you live around the way and, you a 6 out of 10. Like, that's not what's going to happen. And then the other part is now the surgery, people think, okay, well, that's the reason. If I get the body like Bernice, then I can get Bernice results. You know what I'm saying? But it's still.
Okay, so who's Bernice married to?
Hey, well, she not.
I know. And the crazy part is, and I'm going to say it right now, I've never been to a BBL wedding. I've never been to a BBL fucking wedding in my life. And I done went to like 20 weddings over the last 2 years. I've never been to a BBL wedding because most men, we like a natural woman. We want somebody reserved. We want somebody that's classy, that's somebody that's going to take care of the home. I don't give a damn how big your ass is. I don't give a damn how big your lips and your titties is. If you can take care of my home, I'm interested into you. Like, I don't want no woman that's, you got that ass, and just think about it this way.
Yeah.
You know how crazy you got to be to sit on the table knowing that it's I don't know what the percentage is. Don't quote
me.
But
they say BBL is one of the most high risk surgeries.
It's like 60 to 70% you can die on that table. I'm not doing anything that's more than 50% that's going to kill me.
Yeah.
So the fact that you sit on the table because of a look, because you want this man that you're looking for, and you're not going to get him because most men, we understand what comes with a girl that got a BBL.
True, but devil's advocate, right? Look at a different perspective.
I don't give a damn about no devil's advocate. I ain't never been to a motherfucking BBL wedding in my life.
But let's think about why. Maybe you haven't because, again, it's all about what the circumstance is. Maybe when you think about like a lot of the IG influencers, maybe they're not married, but also because the same, I don't think the BBL is necessarily what has to do with it. I think that it is, if we have a transactional relationship, marriage don't ever have to be involved with that. Mm-hmm. You see what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. If our relationship, the premise of our relationship is that I buy you nice stuff, I take you on nice trips, and in exchange for that, I get access to your body, then where do we ever need to inject marriage into this equation? Right?
So you think you shouldn't get married?
No, I'm saying for the men, I don't think you can say that men aren't marrying a girl that has a BBL because she has a BBL. I'm saying men aren't marrying necessarily IG influencers and models because our arrangement doesn't have to have marriage involved. I pay you money, I buy you Chanel, or I take you on a trip to Turks or whatever, and you give me the box. This you happy, I'm happy. Marriage doesn't serve a purpose. Now, if we're two people that are actually interested in each other and it's not a transactional relationship, yes, at some point, marriage is the goal. But if I'm just spending money on you and we having fun and taking trips, I'm never feeling like I'm trying to marry you or take you more serious because our relationship is built on the money. It's transactional.
So you have to go in it to the mindset like, I'm not going to marry this girl. Like,
no, I think the men already know that. That's what I'm trying to say. So I'm spending money. I bought you a $10,000. In order to get you to come on it, in order for me to take you on a day, I have to tell you I'm going to fly you out. Hey, come to the Turks with me. And that equation, if that's what I got to do to get you, I'm not thinking about marrying you.
Okay, so what about the ones that date the BBL girls? And if you was a lame your whole life and you paying for this girl, why is it so easy for a nigga like, let's say like for my personality, like I could come in and scoop your girl because you just buy her everything. I don't gotta buy her nothing because I just came with some personality. Like I got some game. Like you may not be doing it. Like you buy her stuff, but like she just want to have fun, and you're not even fun. You think just buying her bags gonna do, but I just scooped in and took your girl because I'm just fun. I can dance because
I seen a quote the other day that was saying that was on social media. Somebody was like, for every girl that you like, dudes that's trying to fly out, trick, spend all that money, it's a dude that's doing that, getting that same access you trying to get for free. Right. And I do believe that. But again, it's all about, if you don't know this woman, she's attractive. She's an IG model. She got 100 DMs, everybody comment, whatever. The only way
I have no chance, basically.
It's like put like this. You got your resume. This is a very popular job. You're an engineer, you're a computer engineer, you want to work at Apple. Yeah, you can just go online, submit an application, submit it, but every engineer in the world doing that. Right? Every engineer in the world is submitting an application. You want your resume to go to the top of the stack. And I'm not saying that I agree with it, but I understand the philosophy that some dudes have to offer money because that's the only way to get your resume to the top of the stack. Otherwise, you caught in the wash. If she got 100 DMs that's left on red, in order for yours to get noticed or get a response, that dollar sign all of a sudden be like, oh man, right? So for you, your resume might be, I'm a coder, but I worked at Samsung. Okay, now that separated your resume. You know what I'm saying? It's 1,000 resumes, but that thing that you put on there separated you from the pack. I think that's why men lead with money sometimes, because there's women that they otherwise definitely wouldn't have access to, but just sending that DM and first off, sending her comments and you beautiful, that don't go nowhere, right? Every dude doing that. So I do think that, man, that's why some dudes, they DM will just be, what's your cash app? They get, I bet you, what's your cash app get? Read, responded to 100 times more than you beautiful, can I take you out on dinner or whatever, right? I guarantee you, if we was to do a test and we was just send DMs to all the IG models, and you send something sweet and something thoughtful and some perfect message, and I just send what's your cash out, what's your cash out, what's your cash out, I guarantee I get more response to you, right? It's just a way to pull yourself out the rat race and get you to the top, because some dudes don't even ever send the money. They don't even get no time of day. They just be playing with the girl because they know it'll work. Girl might respond. They never send the money, right? I'm just saying, like, that's, again, do I agree with it? No, but I understand the philosophy of you just in this rat race. You can send this girl 10 DMs. You talking to yourself in her DMs. When you put that dollar sign or that send me your cash out, now you at the top of the list. Different ballgame.
So with you being old school, you understand the new school. Like you've able to adjust to like, this is where life is. I think you just understand it more. Like most people don't get like, oh, I'm just gonna send her cash. Niggas be still sending flowers and shit. Like, nigga, you're not gonna win. You're not gonna win in 2026, bro. Because social media have taken over and everything. Like, you're just not gonna win.
But I think the problem is, so two things. One, I think that is the lawyer in me too. I'm trained to understand both sides. You know what I'm saying? Like, because like in law school, they teach you might argue one side for half the class, then in middle class they switch. You got to argue the whole other side. So it does make it easier for me to understand both sides. But I also think, like, when you think about, you know, the sending flowers or the cat, all the other stuff, like, what we need to get to is just date who like you. I think that's the problem, right?
Stop right there. Wait. Say that one more time and explain that, because I don't think people understand.
So my son is 11 years old.
Date who like you?
I tell my son, like who like you.
Like
my son's
you,
11 years old, right?
Explain that.
I'll tell that to him right now.
Like when you just said, that's kind of deep to me because I don't think people understand like you're dating somebody that don't even like you.
That's the problem. If you have to go through all of these hoops to get somebody to give you time of day and attention, they don't like you. And if they don't like you, you're never going to get the best version of that person. Because your relationship is always going to be based upon them thinking, I wasn't even interested in you in the first place. I did you a favor. I gave you a chance, right? As opposed to like the people that are showing you the same attention you showing them, giving you the same interest that you showing. I think that's where people are going wrong in this modern dating age is that everybody wants somebody that is publicly classy people that said, I don't like you, right? Whether that's by money. Hey, okay, if Young Miami says she don't want to date dude that's 7 figures, then you don't need to be trying to go out to Young Miami if you don't have 7 figures. Go date somebody who is cool with where you at in life. Or if, you know what I'm saying, like whatever that is. Or if a high value man say, I don't want to date, a woman who's a boss chick, then don't go after that high value man. Go after men who don't mind that you are successful at work and you gonna have to sacrifice your career and your relationship. I think the problem is we trying to go after publicly the people that don't want it. Like it's not like it's a secret that they don't want you. Like publicly, these people, these class of people aren't interested in what you represent. Go like who like you. I tell my son that you got 3, 4, 5 girls in school, but you want the one that kind of playing hard to get. But what about you got 4 girls over here that's super interested in you. I promise you, son, as you get older, you're going to get treated better by one of these girls that's like fawning over you versus the girl that's kind of playing hard to get that don't like you as much. I guarantee you that.
So are you telling everybody never chase a woman?
It's not so. I don't believe in chasing nobody. I think that
it should be like a mutual thing.
I believe in courting. I believe in dating and romancing a woman, but chasing is different. Chasing, the very connotation that it is, I'm running away from you.
So she don't
she don't like you. Don't chase because chasing means she running away from you.
Okay, so it's a 0% chance if you're chasing a woman that she actually likes you.
No,
she's gonna like you for what you're gonna give her and the lifestyle you're gonna give her. So basically, that's what he's saying. Stop chasing these women.
Facts.
Stop chasing these fucking women.
Because like I said,
no more. In 2026, you're not chasing these women. I'm not saying that for you sucker ass niggas to get mad. I'm not trying to be a simp or anything like that. Stop chasing these women. I don't want to be mansplaining or nothing like that. But we want a mutual agreement. Like when you like somebody and they like you, you're gonna understand. Like y'all gonna go on dates and y'all gonna do shit together.
Yeah, facts.
But just make sure if you gotta chase a woman and you got to do this and do this just to get to her. Stop doing it.
Facts. Because like I told you, at the end of the day, if somebody's standing still, you can't chase them. You only can chase somebody that's running away from that. The idea of a chase is somebody's running away from you and you trying to catch them. I don't think that that's successful in dating. I think you should date somebody who's actually interested in you.
Right, exactly. Do you think body count matters?
Absolutely. I think
Do you think it matters for men? Do you think it matters for women? Why does it matter?
So I'm gonna give you something that's real.
Okay, let me hear you.
Doesn't matter for men, and it does matter for women.
Hey, I ain't say that.
Okay, now let's listen to the rest. Now let me finish though, right?
Fuck him up. Don't put me in this. I didn't say none of that shit. I agree with him, but
I'm gonna tell you why it's different. So people think, okay, that's a double standard. I don't think it's a double standard. I think it's a different.
I think it's double standards in life.
But I think it's a different standard. I don't think it's a double standard because women at any point, they can all get together today and say, we're going to dismiss men because they have high body count. But for women, they have shown that is not a factor that matters to them. It's not like, for men, we have collectively chosen to say that this is a factor that matters. It's not a double standard. We aren't preventing women from disqualifying a man for body count. We didn't tell a woman, hey, I got 100 bodies. You got to date me anyway. No, women have shown men through the course of history that y'all don't care about that the way we do. That's why to me, it's not a double standard, it's a different standard because we're not stopping y'all from disqualifying us. And women today, any woman in her life right now, first off, they have all the power when it comes to dating, right? They have all the access. They control the box, which ultimately controls how men act and how they behave. If a woman said, "Oh yeah, right now you got 50 bodies," no, thank you, I'm good. Then y'all could do that. Nobody's stopping women. It doesn't matter. And I'm saying it's okay to have different standards. For men, we're a little bit more territorial, right? So for us, it does matter what choices you made with your body prior to me. It's not just about your physicality; it's also about your judgment. I'm thinking about your judgment. Okay, you 30, but you got 50 bodies. That says something about your judgment to me.
50 bodies is crazy. We not doing that.
Right, but I'm just...
I ain't dating no woman getting them 5 bodies. I'm there cutting. You coming up here and I'm paying these bills? 5? You got to get up out of here.
You know how I feel. Me and my wife, this is not a secret. I'm only one man my wife has ever been with, right?
And that's why you're just not a top percent earner. You're a top 1% in the world when it comes to certain things, because I feel like just as a man, you did everything right to set your life up. And I think that's why God blessed you. You worked your ass off. I'm not saying it, but God also blessed you because you could have went through a lot of trials and tribulations and shit like that. I don't know what you go through behind the scenes, but you've been cooking
Appreciate it, bro.
And you've been blessed. So you top 1% earner and you top 1% when it comes to picking a woman. You damn near hit the lottery, bro. It's 7 billion people in the world, bro.
I did, bro.
It's 7 billion people in the world, and you hit the lottery on a woman that's good to you, that ain't out here trying to mess around and be in the club and just shaking ass and doing all on Twitter. That's a beautiful thing. That's a blessing, bro.
I'm blessed.
And
that's why I take care of the way I do. You know what I'm saying? My wife ain't ever worked a job. And I've been my wife since she was 15 years old. I've taken care of every one of my wife's bills since she was 20 years old. The moment she got pregnant with my first son, my wife has never paid a bill since then. Ever. I'm
broke. This nigga just doing the...
I believe in traditionalism. Right, so let me finish this question. I'll tell you about how I feel about tradition, because I believe in traditionalism. So that's all I'm saying on that.
I'm poor, basically.
No, I didn't say that.
He just called me broke. I said since he was 20, because they about the same age. He said I'm a broke ass nigga. Just hey, stay out the way because you got to get this money.
Hey, man, I said it. I'm saying, look, bro. I believe that men, again, we know what the box means to us as men. So I just think that men do judge your judgment before us differently. Mm-hmm. Again, as a woman, nothing is stopping you from disqualifying men based on their body count. It's just history has shown that doesn't matter for y'all. Mm-hmm. Now, going back to traditionalism, like that's just what I believe. You know what I'm saying? I believe my wife is highly educated. She graduated from a top college in 3 years, bro, with her bachelor's. You know what I'm saying? My wife she's been on a medical school track, went to a post-bac for medical school. She went to law schools. Then she finished her first year and then start running our startup full time, right? Mm-hmm. So like very highly educated. But for me, my North Star always was, you know how people say mommy issues, bro? Mm-hmm. I got mommy issues. No question about it. But you know, the benefit of my mommy issues. We'll get into that
afterwards, but
you know, explain it. I'm going to tell you, because I love my wife the way I wanted somebody to love my mama. I struggled. I was broke. I didn't have nothing. And I always would pray as a shorty and always wish that my mom just had money. Because all of the problems that I saw my mama struggle with as a kid were money related. We ain't have enough for the bills. You know, the car breakdown to mess you up. You got to take a payday loan out. You know what I mean? We want to sign up for football. Got to pay rent. All of her problems were money related. So I always told myself that I would do for my wife what I would want somebody to do for my mama. My wife would never work. That's always something that I wanted, because that's what I saw my mama struggle with. And I'll take care of my mom as well. You know what I'm saying? I've been taking care of my mom for over 10 years. Like, because of that, it's like, you know what I'm saying? But that was my North Star,
we broke, nigga. He just told you, bro, he got to take care of his mama and his wife. Because he said he couldn't give his wife something that he didn't give his mama.
So for me,
I just broke, but continue.
That's what it was about for me, though, bro. I want to make sure that I always wanted to give my wife the life that I thought my mama should have. You know what I'm saying? And that was my North Star. So for me, I didn't want my wife to work, because my mom worked 16 hours. It was times, bro, I didn't see my mom for a day or two because she was working around the clock, bro. So I'm home, she ain't here. Then when she home, I'm not there. I'm at school. And like, I just saw the strain that put on. So it's like, we always talk about mommy issues, and particularly in men, as a negative, but there is some positives to it too. You know what I'm saying? Sure. The positive for me is I wouldn't love and do for my wife the way that I do for her if I didn't have mommy issues. And that's just being real.
I don't feel like during our era, mommy issues was a thing. Like, we respected our mothers, and our mothers was kind of hard on us. Yeah. But I think it's more so this generation of moms that.
Yeah, but I think even for me, I disagree with that though. I have mommy issues because my mama had to work hard and she didn't have a lot of means. So what that means is I didn't get tucked in the bed at night. I didn't get hugged and kissed. Right. So like,
soft ass nigga want to be tucked in.
I'm saying pacifier. I bet you love your daughter differently, and you treat your daughter different than your parents treated you.
Yeah, absolutely. I have a sensitive spot for my
100%
for sure.
And the way that you never got, right? It's the same thing with me. Like, I didn't get tucked in, and I barely got asked did I do my homework. My mama wasn't checking my homework every night, make sure it was right, reading me bedtime stories. So you do develop mommy issues, and the way you show up to your spouse is different. I need more from a woman. My wife, I tell people all the time, I'm not easy to be with, but I'm damn worth it. You get what I'm saying? Because I require a lot from my wife because I'm not whole, right, as a man. Because I didn't have my mama there every night tucking me in. So I do need more affection. I do need more, you know what I'm saying, more from I do need more catering. But at the same time, I give you everything you need to do that. You know what I'm saying? You always gonna have money for food. You always gonna have money to get me whatever I need and get you what you need as well. You see what I'm saying? So it's like, it's a pro and a con. It becomes an issue when you can't reciprocate or when you be toxic in it. I have mommy issues, but I recognize that. But I also understand, I talk to my wife about it too, like, you know, I understand where it's negative and I control that. But also the benefits of it you get, because I do also love very hard. I do go above and beyond because it's like I'm that little boy who wants his mama to say good job. Right? So that's how I love my wife.
So are you looking for validations from your wife just the same? Like you wanted her to tell you good job.
For sure.
You want her to tell you look
That's the
nice.
mommy issues part. That's why I say I am not easy to be with, because you do need that validation.
So when do you grow out of that? When do you grow out of the fact that, like, because a lot of people blame their childhood traumas for being a piece of shit when they're older.
So I think that's different. I'm not a piece of shit.
I'm not saying you're a piece of shit.
But I'm saying that's why I say I don't think it's something I have to grow out of, because
so I'm gonna change my language when I say it, because I'm gonna switch into that.
No, but I know what you're talking about. You're saying on the mental health side. I know exactly what you're saying. But
because
I'm saying
people blame a lot of their childhood traumas on, like, well, since I was 5, I'm 35 now.
No, I don't think that's real. I don't think that's fair. I don't think it's fair, because at some point you take responsibility for your life and you're responsible for the outcomes.
Because I felt like since I've known you, you took responsibility for your life, and like that's why I want people to. That's why I brought him on for episode 1, because it wasn't just I want to be fun free, but also serious for y'all to get some game or some shit, like for y'all to understand and so y'all can grow as a person, like to stop blaming childhood traumas on certain things.
Yeah, I think you got to take accountability for that. Like for me, that's what I'm saying. It starts with one, recognizing what your traumas are. Like I know I got mommy issues, but at the same time, I don't put that responsibility on my wife in a negative way. There's really nothing that I require from my wife that any man without mommy issues wouldn't require from their wife, right? I just might need a little bit more. You know what I'm saying? Like this recipe, for your recipe, it might be a half a teaspoon, right?
So
I might need a cup.
So to this day,
that's not a little bit more; it's a lot more. But yeah.
So to this day, you still need a little bit more because you feel like you have mommy
I think some things that I'll never grow out of, right? Like the fact that, because again, it's not toxic, it's not hurting, so I don't feel the pressure to have to, right? Like if I was doing something that was detrimental to myself or my wife or my life, then I would need to go deal with that, right? My wife doesn't have a problem with my wife is particularly nurturing. And so for her, it's a good fit. She does like to take care of me. You know what I'm saying? And I make sure that I give her the apparatus to be able to do so at a top tier level. You see what I'm saying? So my point is, it's two puzzle pieces that match. But let's say if my wife particularly wasn't that way, she wasn't a nurturing person, I would need to figure something out, because it wouldn't be fair to need all of that and she ain't equipped to deliver it. You get what I'm saying? I'm saying I'm like this, and my wife actually is the opposite. So we fit. But if my wife is the type of person that was like, I'm not trying to be super nurturing, and that ain't my spirit, and I want to be with that woman, I would need to address that, because that would be a lot to put on her plate.
Do you feel like it's overbearing for her because you just, as a grown ass man, you always need something?
But see, I think needy and mommy is two different things. I'm not needy, right? It's just that when
paint the picture for me, because I'm still having a hard time understanding. Paint the picture for us to understand the difference between needy and mommy issues, because I'm like still trying to, like, I'm still finding a hard time like understand what you're saying.
I think here's the fundamental difference in my relationship. My requirements would have to be different if my wife also had a job. I think that's what the difference is. Because what I would expect from my wife, you cannot expect it unless this woman doesn't have to work. That's why I think the difference between, it would be needy if my wife was working and I still was requiring her to make my plate, wash my clothes, you know what I'm saying? Take my suit to the cleaners, get my shoes shine and all that, like pick me up and all this. Like if she had a job too, that's neat, because that's not fair, right? I gotta go to work just like you gotta go, and I gotta do all this other stuff. Whereas me, I knew I had mommy issues, and I want to love my wife like I want my mom to be loved. So I give her the apparatus that's all she gotta work. She gotta take care of my kids and take care of me. That's it. That's the difference between needy and mommy issues. If she had to work too, it would 100% be needy for what I require from her. You can't expect somebody to go off and make their own money too, and pick all your clothes up from the dry cleaner, and make all your food, and you know what I'm saying, and.
So since you do all that, you expect her to do all those things?
Because I make sure that that's all you have to do.
Okay.
You see what I'm saying? There's nothing else on your plate. Take care of our boys. Obviously, take care of yourself. Take care of me. Everything else, I'm going to take care of.
So that leads me to the question of a lot of women don't understand what comes with a man paying all of your bills.
Yeah.
They just think a man's supposed to pay all your bills. It's a lot of requirements and expectations as a woman for a man to pay all of your bills.
I think it's opposite, though. I think it's opposite. I think most women understand it. I think most women can't find a man to pay all your bills. I think in the reality in this economy,
you can't. So
most men can't.
Right. So explain to the women what comes with a man paying all your bills, because they don't even really understand. It's a lot of work when it comes to, like, if a man paying all your bills, you have to understand what comes with that. And they don't understand what comes with that. It's a lot of shit, because you as a man, if I'm paying all your bills, it's really, I see other shit on the internet all the time. Yeah. I run a strict program over here. If a nigga paying all your bills,
so let me.
It's a strict fucking program.
So let me say this.
Let me hear it.
Because most people, in fairness, I hear a lot of people say that and they aren't in that situation. I can say this 100%. The reason why my opinion is different is because I've been with my wife from literally day one. Right? I met my wife, I was 17, she was 15. Before I had money, she used to give me money, right? So my point is,
that nigga was rocking the cradle. 17 and 15 is crazy. She didn't, was still had a diaper on. But continue.
Call it what you want, nigga. I'm happy. You feel what I'm saying?
17 and 15 ain't even shit. I just bullshit.
But nigga, I don't listen to this.
Russell Westbrook ass nigga.
But like my mindset would be different if I'm single right now, my mindset might be different, right? But as it pertains to my relationship with my wife, there is no, it ain't a hierarchy in that way. We built this together. You know what I'm saying? Just we got different roles. We on the same team, we got different roles, right? On the team, you got LeBron, you got D-Wade, you got Kyrie, you got LeBron, you got Mike, you got Scotty. Like, we a team. So it's not that like this sense of hierarchy, like I'm this and she's that, and we got this, like, no, it's just hey, guess what, bro? Scotty got to stick the best player on the other team. Mike got to score the most points, right? They both got a different burden, but they both on the same team. That's how I look at it. It's like, so it ain't this sense of like I run a strict program or whatever. We have a healthy marriage that has mutual boundaries. It's shit I can't do because that's respect for my wife. It's stuff that she can't do because that's respect for me. But it's not necessarily because I pay her bills, because my requirements in terms of respect would be the same whether I pay all of her bills or none of her bills, right? But I don't lead with an iron fist in that way. I lead from a place of love and respect, and my wife submits to me because that's who she is. I don't require that in that sense to her. I don't make her or whatever. My wife is that person. And I think she can, and I think I can speak for her to say this, because we built this thing together. And naturally, the reason why we connect is because I said, I got a plan and you follow me and I'm gonna take us here. And she was like, I trust you, I love you, and I'm rolling. We have goals, bro.
That's really good.
We shout out, wrote our goals out.
That's really good. People don't understand that. Like, so you saying like it just has to be in a person versus these people that you trying to find. Like, everybody's just not gonna be built like that. Like people cheat just like it's.
Oh, no question. Now, here's my hot take for the day.
Okay, go ahead.
I think people should get married younger, 100%.
At what age? What you think?
I think that people should take their love interest just as serious as they take their career. I think that you should be in college age, 18 to 22. You should be focused on your relationship. You should be focused on building love. I believe that a lot of, this is not I don't know the stats on this, but I know a lot of couples that I know have been married for a long time or that have been successful a long time have gotten together young. Now, granted, some people tell you that they don't all work, but the divorce rate 50-50 for everybody, right? So it's a reality. But I'm just saying, I know my situation would be a lot different if I didn't meet my wife so young.
Right. And you know what? You read about that. It's like a lot of people that I know from my high school that dated and got married young. They still together.
Still together. Because it's something about growing. Like, granted, everything has pros and cons, right?
I don't want to hear the cons today. We're only talking pros today. I don't want to know, because everybody come on the internet being negative all the time.
That's true.
And we gonna put some positive.
But the pros
negative sometimes. Though.
We built everything together. Every phase we elevated together. We have to relearn each other, and I think that's the benefit. I think here's I always say this: there's only two things in life that you will always yearn for and always need. I don't give who you are. You will always need money,
Mm-hmm.
and you will always need love. Period.
Mm-hmm.
You will all so when you 18 to 22, you focus on your career, you making investment, making sacrifices. But guess what? You can always find a chance to make money. What I realize is this: for a lot of successful people, you can't just find love like this. So when you 18 to 20, you in college, they tell you get the internship, do all this stuff to set your career up. But do you know? And I mean this person, how many successful? I just say lawyers, particularly women lawyers that I know who are single and can't find their husbands, and they feel aware about. I've had women who break down like they feel aware about that, and it's like they wish some of them that I spoke to that they had prioritized love early because you can't. You know, your mama used to say it'll always be the folks in your career. Boys ain't going nowhere. Women ain't going nowhere. But it's such a short-sighted viewpoint. You can't just snap your fingers when you graduate law school, you graduate med school, or you get your degree and say, now bring me my husband. It don't work that way. It don't work that way. You got to prioritize love in the same way. And I say this is a cultural thing. Our white counterparts, they send their kids to college looking for their husband. White women particularly, they go to college with the idea that I'm going to find my husband before I leave here. They are going there with the express intent that is what they're on. And I think that is where some of the advice I think that our ancestors or our parents who came before us led us astray with that mindset of boys gonna always be there, girls gonna always be there. No, love ain't gonna always be there. It ain't.
So my hot take of the day is baby boomers ruined us.
Oh, we know baby boomers.
Baby boomers.
They got some L's they got to answer to.
Baby boomers was the worst generation, and I don't care what nobody says. They were terrible for how they taught us everything. I cannot stand baby boomers, and they always think they're right. Me personally, I'm biased, but millennials, we probably the only ones.
For sure.
We doing it the right way because we had to deal with them telling us go to school, get a degree, this and this, that's and that.
Yeah.
And then but also, they don't want us taught the women, you don't need no man, go get a job and focus on your career. That was the wrong thing to do for the baby boomers. I understand
but
our grandparents,
they told the boys the same. And that's what I'm trying to say. I think it was bad advice all around. Because I know I definitely had family members that told me the same thing. Don't be focused on them girls, focus on your books, focus on your school.
Yeah, but we also was told to get married. I was told to get married.
Yeah, and then that's fair. Like I definitely agree with you. Like I think as you matriculated, as you grew, like there wasn't this negative stigma about marriage. But I think, like I said, I think the idea that you should I think you should be focused on your career and your relationship. When you're in school, you should be you're looking at suitable mates. You should be courting people for marriage while you also getting your degree. Like I don't think they're mutually exclusive, right? Because I think that at the end of the day, what I've seen is people get to the mountaintop of their career. And the thing that they want the most, love. And they and you can't go get that overnight. You can't go snap your fingers. I know people that have been looking for men. I've been a lawyer for 10 years. I know women that for 10 years still ain't found their person. That's been successful. I'm talking about making millions of dollars. I know women making millions of dollars still can't because.
Why do you think that is? Because their expectations is too high. Like because they making so much money, they trying to find a nigga that making $5 million.
Yeah,
and he's not gonna put up with your personality.
I don't disagree with that.
He's not gonna. Nobody a woman that's making millions. She's looking for a nigga that's making more. And he's not gonna deal with your ass coming in his house.
But I don't even think it's that. I think it's different. I think here I'm with you by slightly a different point.
Okay, let me hear it.
As women get more money, their supply of men shrink. As men get more money, our supply of women expand. Because women, typically when they get to a certain level, they only want to look at their level or up. A man can have $100 million and he will take the girl from Walmart, from McDonald's off the fries.
Right, for sure.
Come off the fries. Come on. A woman that's making $100 million wouldn't dare look at a man that's on the fries. And I think that is the difference of why, as women become more successful, I think that's the problem. Because they're trying to look at a profile as opposed to love. I think if you're looking at love and your list got anything about finances, I think that's where you automatically wrong. Like I think if you write in your list, you tell a woman, write your list of your dream man. If you write anything with money on there, I don't think you're looking for love because nothing in a person that actually loves you and that is a suitable mate for you has anything to do with money. Are they caring? Are they loving? Are they compassionate? Do they treat you right? Are they, how do they resolve conflict? Those types of questions are gonna get you to your ideal mate. Money should not be a filter that changes that. I had a conversation, I swear, we was with, we were somewhere, I think maybe with Caitlin and everybody with that, and me and Keontae was sitting there. I was talking to somebody that was in the group. And I was
Shout out to Kat. Congratulations on your baby.
Congratulations, right?
Congratulations.
And I was just making a comment because this person was saying, like, look, they only want to date somebody that makes a certain amount of money. Obviously, they were successful. And I said, look, if this was a bar, right? You and every other single woman in here want the same 2 dudes, 3 dudes, right? Like, because like when you talk about 6 foot, 6 figure, like when you keep adding all this, is like if you have an online shop, bro, you go online or you go to Zillow, look at a house. Every time you put a filter in, your results get smaller, right? If you go and look for a house, I want 6 bedrooms, shrink. I want 4 bathrooms, shrink. You know what I'm saying? I want this rated school, shrink. At some point, you keep adding all these filters. It's only a certain amount of people that's going to be left. And guess what? What's happening, I think, was hurting women is that all of the women are applying the same filters. Yep. Well, when y'all apply the same filters, y'all all got a pool of men that's the same man. And then y'all wonder why that man, y'all call him a dog or whatever, but that man got every woman want him. Yep. If you had that power where every man wants you, how would you make your decisions? Right. That's what I think ain't fair to the, because I got successful homies that's lawyers that have a lot of options, right? But yeah, they walk in the room knowing every woman want them because every woman do want them. So their process to choose somebody has to be different because they got a lot more options on the table. And that's what I tell women, like, stop adding money, stop adding success like that as a component to what you're looking for. Because nothing about that. If I make $5 million, that doesn't say that I'm going to love you properly. It doesn't say I'm going to treat you right. That just says money.
So you're saying women should take off their criteria for a man's finances?
Take it off. I think
finances. All women take off finances when you're looking for a good man. Take it off the list. Exactly. Right now, today in 2026, take it off the list because he's not going to love you properly. And what else?
Nothing about money tells a person how they're going to love you. It's not a data point. I make $5 million a year. I make $1 million a year. What does that have to do with how I'm going to love or treat you or handle you? Now, if that's going to be your factor, then you have to be willing to say, I'm going to be in a transactional situation where I don't care about these other things, because that's usually the biggest. If you're talking about what's the filter that's going to shrink your results the most? Money. Same thing if you look for a house. If you put, I want a house $5 million or more, your results going to shrink. If you put, I want a house $100,000 or more, it's going to blow up. All the houses in the world open to you. You put that filter too high, the results get low. So my point is, what does money have to do with love? It doesn't. And so if you do choose money, then you have to be willing to sacrifice compatibility. Compatibility and money don't come as a package deal. It doesn't come as, and that's why I say if you care about that money, then you need to find your husband early on in life where y'all can build something together.
Oh, okay.
Right?
So on Talks with Voss, we're going to figure out how we're going to change the perspective on y'all need to stop looking for finances and start looking for people with love. It's like we done with the putting the money on the list because you just want to bag and be validated because of you went to this restaurant and you was in. Yep. If y'all keep complaining about men in 2026, it's your fault. Take finances off of it because that nigga that make all this money, he has all the options. So that means he's gonna cheat on you. He's not gonna love you right. He's gonna do all the things that you're not looking for. You're gonna be right on it. That nigga was shit. I had his baby. Now that nigga fuck. He got 3 baby mamas, but we done with that shit in 2026.
I don't know if I agree with all of that.
I'm going with that shit right now. Fuck this nigga, man. He can't keep telling me what, I'm changing the perspective of Talks with Voss. That's what we doing. We getting traditional, respectful shit back. Fuck all that money shit. I got a couple dollars. He got a lot of dollars. So don't come to me asking for nothing.
Come on, man. I'm happily married.
Right. I'm just saying he got a lot of dollars. I got a couple dollars. Don't come over here ask for no ask for no bag now.
I just, like I said, bro, I think about these types of things. Like I just really think that, and I have a lot of friend women I talk like, I understand it from women's perspective where they like, I've accomplished all this stuff for myself. I want somebody equal, but it's just nothing in love that money tells you. Money doesn't tell you nothing about how that person is. And I just don't understand how that becomes the biggest fact for. When I talk to a lot of successful women, the first thing that they say is money. It's the first criteria that comes out their mouth. And it's like, that don't tell you nothing about compatibility.
So with that being said, what is something people call a red flag that you don't care about?
Like in dating, that women say is a red flag for men?
Like that you
don't, or that men that say is a red flag for women.
But you don't care about.
Oh, that's strong, man.
Yeah, because
I'm trying to think of what red flags do men have in dating. Like obviously, like body count, I care about. Like if I was single, I would care about that.
a woman that's twerking on the internet.
Oh yeah, for sure. But
Like,
again, I care about that. Like, I think I probably am consistent with most men in terms of the things that we think are red flags. I probably agree with most red flags that men have. Like, I'm pretty consistent. Like, it ain't too many things that I'm gonna
you
be like.
seem very traditional, but you
I am
also,
very traditional.
I don't know. You kind of progressive to me.
I'm both. Like I said, like I told you in the beginning of the podcast, the T.I. said, I'm a street dude. I'm not a street dude. I'm just saying, like what T.I. basically was saying, like I'm a multi-hyphenate person, bro. Like I'm a little bit of both. I understand progressive ideologies, but I also understand some conservative ideologies. Like I believe in, for me, I put like this, I have different rules for myself than I have for everybody else. And I believe that every man should pay his woman's bills. But I also am progressive enough to know that financially, that's not practical for most men. And this is just, in this economy, most men can't do that. But I believe for me, that's what I want. I don't want my woman to have to work. You see what I'm saying? So it's like I'm progressive, but I'm also traditional. I understand the plights of modern day, what's going on, but I also know that I'm more traditional in my values.
Right. So if you were in the dating market today, because you've been for a long time, you don't even know what the dating is.
I don't.
What is the appropriate amount to spend on a first date?
See, okay, so here's maybe where I disagree with most men. I think that I'm only going to take you somewhere that I want to be. So if I'm dating a woman, our first date won't be at Cheesecake Factory, and there's no, I love Cheesecake Factory, but because that's not where I want to go when I'm first making my first impression on a woman. You see what I'm saying? For me, we're going to go to where I like to go. I like to go to nice steakhouse. I like to go to nice restaurants. And we're going to order the way I order. I like to eat expensive steaks and drink nice, have a couple rounds of drinks and get appetizers and get dessert. Like, so my point is like, for me, I'm going to do what I normally would do. I'm not going to do nothing different. So for me, I don't have a problem with Chili's. Chili's my favorite restaurant, Applebee's, all that. I'm not going to take you there because that's not where I want to go. You see what I'm saying? So for me, I don't think it's an appropriate amount. Like, of course, if you're spending $1,000 on a girl you just met, y'all have no chemistry. That's ridiculous, right? But like, even if it's a first date with anybody, I just met you, I'm gonna take you somewhere I want to be. I don't want to be on a date at Cheesecake Factory, not a first date. If you my boo and we, you know what I'm saying, we got chemistry.
So that's like a 3, 4, 5 dates.
That's what I'm trying to say. But my first date, I don't want to be on a first date with nobody.
Okay, so give me the number. You just yapping.
$500.
$500. I mean, that shit light.
I mean, you gotta think about that.
$500 is nothing. I don't even go on first date.
You saying that's the? What was the question?
What's appropriate for the first time?
Yeah, I think $500. I think
that's too light for me. I don't do first dates. I go do first flights. I'm taking motherfucker out of town.
Oh, okay, big dog. There you go. That's boss. That's boss then. That's boss. Then go ahead then.
I'm going on first flights. I don't do that first date.
So for me, I think of it like this: like I'm spending no less than $500. Let's say if we go to a nice steakhouse, which is again, that's just what I like. That's no less than $300. No less than $300.
Right. So it's nice steakhouse.
And then after that, we probably gonna keep, if the vibe is going right, we probably gonna hit a lounge or something and have a couple more drinks to keep the night going. You spending another $150, $200. Like for me, I would never want a first date to just be we go to dinner, then we go our separate ways. Right? For me, is we're gonna go to dinner, $300-$400 at dinner.
Nice little speakeasy afterwards.
And then you know what I'm saying, a little speakeasy, keep the night going, probably another $150-$200. That's what happens to me and my wife. We go to dinner, and then we go somewhere after dinner, whether that might be, we might go to a lounge, we might even go to a club sometimes. Like, we gonna go spend probably on a date with my wife, $600-$700.
Damn.
It just depends on the vibe. If we go to a club afterwards, that costs more than if we just go to a lounge and have a couple drinks. And also, sometimes it's more because you eat that steak, you could drink a little bit more. So you might, you know what I mean? Now, you go to the spot afterwards, you can have a couple more shots and all that because you got some steak on some potatoes on you. You know what I'm saying? So like, and again, for me, it wouldn't be the woman dictating. It's just like, I'm going to do something that I am comfortable with.
Right. As a man, you have to plan the dates. You have to do all that because you want to set the precedent. You know what I'm saying? You want to set the tone for them.
You asking, I feel like this, like the onus is on you because you're asking that person to come and you asking for a date. So if I'm asking you to come on a date, then I got to plan it. I got to put it together.
Okay. So what if the girl asks you for a date? What if she asks you for a date? Is she supposed to plan it or? It's a 0.0. Listen, it's a 0.0001% chance of this because most women are gonna ask her, man.
But if a woman asks me, I probably still would pay though.
Right, but
for the first date.
Okay, but if she asks, does she
the first date? She should plan it.
She should plan it, but
I'm
still gonna
pay.
Okay, so
I'm gonna pay.
If a woman asks, She planned it, but we still gonna pay because that's what men in our generation do.
I just can't ever imagine myself, somebody I just met, they pull out, it's a woman, and she pull out her wallet, and I'm sitting back, and I that just...
Yeah, we not gonna.
I think the dynamic of that, I think you starting a relationship on the wrong foot. I think if you let her do that, like she might look at you differently.
Okay, so we've got to wrap this up soon.
Yeah.
So give people that have this bad perception of marriage.
Yeah.
What is marriage like? And like, because I want you to explain to them, like, you've been married for so long.
Yeah.
What has kept your marriage going? Like, people don't understand marriage is work.
Oh,
it's
sure.
a job.
Absolutely.
It's consistency. It's trials and tribulations. Give the people something that where y'all just keep pushing and going through. Like, even when y'all go through hard times, y'all still gonna make it through because you're not a quitter. Give these people some advice on marriage and just keep going no matter what it is, pushing through.
I think you said it though, man. We don't ever quit on each other. I think that's why we work. Like, granted, do we feel like it? Hell yeah. Ain't nobody that's been married, especially 10 plus years like me and my wife have been together almost 20. Ain't nobody been married as long as tell you that you don't think about quitting often. Mm-hmm. Not often, but like regularly. It happens. It's not a random thing. Like, you get in an argument sometimes, you're like, I'm over this shit. Like, I don't want to do this no more. Every relationship goes through that. Mm-hmm. The difference between a successful marriage and no is that we gonna wake up, we're gonna keep fighting. Mm-hmm. We're gonna keep fighting for each other. Not fighting, we're gonna keep fighting for each other. We ain't gonna quit. Mm-hmm. That's with me and my wife. We're not going to quit. Whether we need to go take a couple days and not talk to each other, whether I need to go sleep in the basement, whether whatever we need to do, we're not quitting on each other. Mm-hmm. There's unequivocally no woman in the world that I want more than my wife. I love that woman. That, like, you know, it's really come down. I know that the universe, God, Buddha, you know, Muhammad, whoever you pray to, made this woman and this man and put them together. I know that I was made for her and she was made for me. Mm-hmm. That is unequivocal. So for me, I know that while something else may seem better, the grass may seem greener, at the end of the day, you say the grass is greener where you water. I'm watering the grass with my wife.
And always remember, the grass is never greener on the other side.
Oh, that's a fact, man.
That is never going to happen. You may think it's always water your own fucking grass, bro.
Facts.
All right. Truth or dare, brother?
All right, so what's the rules? You got the shot glass.
If you don't answer, you got to take a drink.
Oh, let's go.
All right.
We point on my head?
No, you.
All right, let's go.
When you're ready.
Let's go.
What is something you have never told a partner that you probably should have?
That I was cheating.
Oh my God.
Not my wife, but
not your wife. Not his wife. I mean, back in high school.
For sure. Exactly. Yeah.
I've never cheated in my life. I would never. That's something that I'm standing on that.
Stand on it, my dog.
10 toes.
Stand on it, my dog.
10.
Stand on it. Stand on it. That's my dog, and I'm gonna stick beside.
Oh, you gonna stick beside? That's shit in my life, man. All right. What is the pettiest thing you ever done after a breakup?
I mean, in high school, man, I probably messed with their friend.
This nigga ain't never gonna take his drink because this nigga is crazy.
Real.
Tell me the most honest thing you ever believe about dating right now that most people are afraid to say out loud.
The most honest thing about dating that most people are afraid to say out loud.
Tell me the most honest thing you believe about dating right now that most people are afraid to say out loud.
I said it earlier. I think people ain't dating who like them. I think that most women that struggling with dating probably got 10 dudes in their DM right now that would treat them incredibly. But they ain't the 10 dudes that they want. And I think that's the reality.
Oh, then they skipping over them.
You skipping over because
you
want
cash out nigga.
Right. You want a specific thing. I think if you dated who like you will have better success.
This nigga just answered everything truthfully, honestly. So
but let's take one for the one time, man.
Thank you, man. I appreciate you coming on.
Oh man, appreciate you having me, bro. I love what you building.
Thank you, bro. I damn near need a co-host in a minute.
Man, let's go, my boy.
Hold on. That's
hey, you poured it, bro. You poured it, man. Ain't no thing. I ain't sneaky, scared man. Money don't make none. Let's go.
Cheers.
Talk with Voss with your man, Coach 40. I love this man. This podcast is about to take off. It's going to the roof. I'm happy to be a part of it, and I'm out.
Tell them where they can find you at. What's your Instagram?
Hey man, you can find me on IG at Coach40 FORTY. Follow me, check in. It's family content. It's me and my wife. It's me and my boys. And if you're looking for more than that, I'm the wrong guy.
Right, because they also do reels. They do all type of things. So check in with them. Get in with them. They doing all this content shit as well. And go and get on that Candi app and do all that. It's Candi app.
Yeah. MeetCandi.com, man. Check out meet and greet. Check out your favorite celebrities and influencers, man. Book a meet and greet. Enjoy yourself.